I believe really strongly in software quality because it's the whole point of doing anything. We don't build bridges just for them to fall down. We need good infrastructure, we need good planning, and software engineering is really all about turning ideas into something tangible, mildly tangible, something you can look at and interact with. My name is Nick Bialashevsky. I am an operating partner with Orchid Black. I help companies grow and sustain their software delivery. I've been working as a fractional CTO for Restore for retail for the last 3 years. When we came in, our first job was to basically reshore the development back to North America, to install a new development team and prepare it to be able to enter the North American market. So some of the things that we dealt with were, we essentially had a production prototype that we now had to get SOC 2 certification, and we had to add a whole bunch of features to, and we still had to support existing customers. So it's been a long 3 years, but an adventurous ride. But I see our real challenge is process fundamentals, process discipline, and that's where Sophist has really helped us with agile testing. An average team spends about 50% of their budget on test. It'd be akin to like if you planted a whole field of corn and by the end of the season you hope to harvest all of it and sell it all at the market and make a certain amount of money. Instead, half of your corn dies in the field. You can only take half of that to market. That's what's going on with us. That's what goes on with a lot of teams. Sophist has been the one that's instrumental in helping us get that figure, to get that actual understanding. We don't have to stand around and wonder where's our budget going. So our secret sauce is we log defects. We started with the QA phase, and we've used other things like code reviews and spec workshops as synchronous activities where instead of saying, hey, I'm ready for a review and somebody come look at this, we try to get all of the engineers, all of the quality engineers on a call, not every single one, everyone that's available, and do some amount of mentoring, do some amount of cross-pollination of ideas, approaches, validation, so that we build standards. And it's been an investment in helping the team move faster. So I would say, going back to your question about numbers, we're at about a 50% product process yield. So 50% of the corn we plant dies, meaning that 50% of the work that we plan to do in a sprint, we know half of that effort will be spent on testing. So we want to make that more efficient. We want to be able to know that if we write a requirement, if we groom it, we know that we're going to have a really high likelihood that it'll get to the next phase of our process without there being a problem there. We want to be able to do spec workshops and build automated test cases and also build features in parallel without fear that we're going to have a short shelf life of that stuff. Sophist has really helped us to build the baseline, I guess I would call it decision support fundamentals that we need, just some basic data so we can calculate process yield. I have a high standard. I think the things that Sophist does are things that I would expect of any professional, honestly. But the standout is how much I've seen a proclivity to just come to me and tell me what's really going on. It's been the biggest standout thing that I see. It's not every day that you end up with a quality engineer tapping the CTO and saying, hey, I'm seeing this issue, or I'm seeing that maybe the developers aren't communicating this, or we communicated this concern in planning and it got all the way to QA and then it came up again. These are very, very important insights into what's going on with the dev team that have really helped us to be able to coach them. I think it's really helped that it's been an outside perspective, but I think it is a standout thing because Sophist could do their job without surfacing these types of things, and I would say, hey, they're actually doing great, they're contributing value. But that is the type of engagement that I actually view as true partnership, that having worked with several partners, I think that is head and shoulders above. Since Sophist has been involved, we've been able to create a standard product breakdown structure. So, we have logical and physical breakdowns for how our product works, and that's formed the backbone for how we do all of our release and regression testing. What we're going to, plan in terms of automated testing. Sophist has helped us iron out our quality attributes that we care about testing. Security, usability, performance, functionality are the main areas where we focus on our testing. I define the partnership with Sophist as almost like a consigliere relationship, almost kind of like Robert Duvall's character in The Godfather. And if that makes sense, I guess what I'm saying is this is a trusted advisor. Like I wouldn't make any change with the development team without some kind of consultation with my console. It's really easy to just say, hey, I'm here to test your software. I'm here to assure quality, and just you phone it in. You know, it's another thing to say, no, I'm really interested in figuring out how we can manage the quality to achieve this strategic objective. My thesis is that software could be less expensive to deliver, more predictable to operate on, if we just did things in a certain way and partnered with quality engineers. The more that we lean into that, the more that we see that things do happen that way. Decisions are made more quickly, they're made with more clarity, they're made with more finality. Process changes have a longer shelf life. So I know that's not one sentence, but I would say they're my consigliere.